Okay, boys and girls, this will be 6.1 angle measure and special angles. This will be last day, day number 4. In day 4 video, you are going to see how to convert from radians to degrees. You will also see how to find positive and negative coterminal angles strictly in radians. So please put on your thinking caps, strap in, and let's get ready to get rolling. Okay, so based on our activity over the last couple of days, you should be able to pretty much answer these questions on your own. But I figured I would go over them with you just to make sure you got the activity that we did the other day. So, the arc length, remember that's the distance around the circle. The arc length of an entire circle is found by, well, it's finding the circumference of a circle, so that's obviously 2 pi r. Based on our activity, we learned that an entire revolution measured in radians is 2 pi. In degrees, one revolution is 360 degrees, and therefore, here it comes. This was our whole purpose of our activity. The whole purpose of the activity was to understand this box right here. It's going to be so important that you understand that 2 pi radians is equivalent to 360 degrees, and that pi radians is equivalent to 180 degrees. I cannot stress to you how important that is to remember. Okay, so if I asked you, angles measured in radians are often expressed as fractions of multiples of pi. So if I said to you, okay, based on knowing everything in this box right here, right? Understanding everything in that box right there, you have to be able to say, okay, pi over 2 radians, well, that means I know pi is equivalent to 180, so I would take 180 divided by 2, and voila, pi over 2 is the same thing as 90 degrees. Yes, it is that simple as long as you understand that box there. Pi over 4, same deal. Take 180 divided by 4. I know that's 45 degrees. Now 2 pi over 3, now I have to remember, well, 2 pi is equivalent to 360 degrees. So now I'm going to do 360 divided by 3, so I get 120 degrees. Last one, negative 5 pi over 6. Well, same deal. I know pi is the same thing as 180 degrees, so I'm going to do negative 5 times 180. I'm going to take that total and divide by 6, so I get negative 150 degrees. And voila, you now understand how to convert from radians to degrees. Okay? Oh boy, here we go. So, example 5, I ask you to find positive and negative angles that are coterminal with the given angle. Remember, coterminal means that they have to share the same terminal side. So, the advice I'm going to give you is that you're going to have to draw where 2 pi over 3 is. You're going to have to understand, I don't want you to convert it to degrees. I want you to simply leave it in radians and be able to think in radians. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually draw them. Okay, this is going to take a while to explain, so please make sure you pause, write down some things that you don't understand, write down notes, because here it comes. So the first thing, I know that on the right side here, I know that that's 0 or 2 pi radians, right? 0 is where we start, rotating it once all the way around, now I'm at 2 pi. So I know that that's 0. I know that this is pi. My goal in this problem is to somehow take these and to convert them to a fraction over 3. Okay, so take them and somehow convert them to a fraction over 3. Well, I know that what I can do on the left-hand side is I can simply make that 3 pi over 3, because think about it, if I were to cancel out these 3's, I'd get pi back. So the reason I made it 3 pi over 3 was because, look, this fraction is over 3. So in letter B, I'm going to make them into fractions over 4. Okay, so think about that as we keep going. So I know 3 pi over 3 is there. I know from here to here is 3 pi over 3. So I know that I'm going to split it into thirds. Right? This would be 1 pi over 3. This would be 2 pi over 3. 3 pi over 3, and I would just count. This one here would be 4 pi over 3. This one here would be 5 pi over 3. This one right here would be 6 pi over 3. 6 pi over 3 reduces to, oh, look at that, it reduces to 2 pi, so it matches. I know all the way around should be 2 pi. I got 6 pi over 3, so I absolutely understand that that's the way it's got to be. So if I think about that, I'm going to get rid of all that stuff there. I know that 2 pi over 3 is located at that spot right there. Okay, so hopefully so far so good. Now I have to find a positive and a negative that is coterminal with that given angle. So I know the positive, I would have to spin all the way back around to get to that. Alright, so to get the positive, I would have to be at 2 pi over 3 and spin 360 degrees, or spin 2 pi radians. I know 360 is equivalent to 2 pi, so watch this. I know I'm at 2 pi over 3. I know I have to spin 360 degrees, which is the same thing as 2 pi. Look at what I did. I made that 6 pi over 3 because that is equivalent to 2 pi. So I think my positive coterminal angle would be 8 pi over 3. My negative, well, that would just simply be from there to there. So if you need to draw these things again, right, understand that it's split into thirds. From here to here would be negative 1 pi over 3. From here to here, negative 2 pi over 3. This would be negative 3 pi over 3. This would be, so I think I got it, I think I understand that that would be negative 4 pi over 3. Okay, so I know negative 3 pi over 3 is right here. I have to go one more, so that's got to be negative 4 pi over 3. And there we go. I just found a positive and a negative coterminal angle. I stuck in radians. I didn't change from radians. Let's try another one. Letter B, now I really threw it at you. Okay, so let's start there. I'm going to start 0, and I'm going to start negative pi. Think that's negative 11 pi over 4, so I know I'm traveling in this direction. It's still 0, negative pi. I'm going to keep going. I know that that would be negative 2 pi. Right, so I start at 0. I started at 0, negative pi. Negative 2 pi. Right now I'm all the way back around the circle. What I'm going to do, again, same deal, I'm going to make them into a fraction over 4. So pi will turn into, negative pi will turn into negative 4 pi over 4. Negative 2 pi will turn into negative 8 pi over 4. But I don't think I'm far enough yet, right? So watch this. Negative 4. Negative 8. I think if I go around again, that's going to be negative 12 pi over 4, right? Think about that. Let me say it one more time. So negative 4, negative 8, negative 12. This would be negative 16 pi over 4, right? So understand, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, right? As you keep spinning, see what happens. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite that as negative 12 pi over 4, and look at that. I know it's going to take me negative 12 pi over 4 to get there, so I know it's got to be split into fourths. Alright, come on, ready? I know what happens is, right, think about this. Negative 4, negative 8, all the way is negative 12, so that means that negative 11 pi over 4 needs to be 1 before that, so I know that there is my angle. Alright, now there's negative 11 pi over 4. Now let's find the positive and the negative. So positive, I'm going to try to find the smallest coterminal angle. Well, that's obviously from there to there. Remember, you always start at the initial side, always end at the terminal side. 100% of the time, this is the initial side, though. You're always going to start from there. So if I think about that, maybe what you need to do, if you're more comfortable splitting that into fourths, maybe you need to do that to see. This would be 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4. I know that better be 4 pi over 4, right, because it reduces to pi. So one more would be, I think that would be 5 pi over 4. The negative, well, I can just simply go from there to there. I don't have to spin anymore. Okay, so I got that. Ready? Negative 1, 2, looks like negative 3 pi over 4, and voila, you just converted from, you left it in degrees, you left it in radians, and you found your two coterminal angles. Okay, so it looks like that took us a while to get done, so I don't think I'm going to keep going. I think I'm going to stop the video here. I think we need to get some practice on finding positive, negative coterminal angles before we do the rest of this. So I'm going to stop here. Questions, comments, concerns, let's run with those, and hopefully that was a good job for you.